Republicans in North Carolina decided to roll the clock back on anti-discrimination laws. The AP reports here, North Carolina legislators decided to rein in local governments by approving a bill Wednesday that prevents cities and counties from passing their own anti-discrimination rules. The legislation signed into law by Governor Pat McCrory dealt a blow to the LGBT movement after success with protections in cities around the country. So the vote was a crushing 82-26, and I want to give you some of the arguments made by the Republican politicians here. So again, let's fully understand what happened. You had, specifically with Charlotte, that passed anti-discrimination ordinances that protect the gay community and also the trans community. And Republicans looked at them and they're like, nope, can't have it. Even if it's just in Charlotte and it's contained there, and they actually give a shit about fellow human beings, no, that's not okay. So now, at the state level, they were like, I got it. Let's pass a law that prevents any future non-discrimination clauses and repeals the ones that are already on the books, not just at the state level, but at, you know, the city level, the local level, and smaller levels. So we're going to be assholes to minority communities, and we're going to force you to do it too. Now, again, let's go to the arguments here, and you'll see exactly how they're thinking. One Republican said, and these are, remember, all elected officials. Any man, perhaps a sex offender, could enter a woman's restroom or locker room simply by calling himself transgender. Right, that's a good argument. Now, how many examples of that are there? 0. Is there any evidence that's happened anywhere in North Carolina? None. Because I came up with this theoretical thing that might happen, which didn't happen, but it might happen, therefore, let's discriminate against all transgender people and say, what if somebody fakes it? Okay, but here's the thing. The bill does not say, hey, if you fake it and you go in there and try to commit a sex crime, we're going to let you do it. No, if somebody commits a crime, they still committed a crime. Fucking arrest them. But they're pretending like the Democrats are stepping forward and they're like, you know, we're in favor of people pretending to be transgender and going into bathrooms and watching people do what they do and committing sex crimes. No, nobody argued in favor of that. And that hasn't happened. So what you're doing is you're saying, okay, that hasn't happened, but I'm just going to blame actual transgender people who just want to use the bathroom of their choice because they're transgender, and I'm going to say, I'm not going to let you do that because of some theoretical thing that I made up. Really bright people we're talking about here. Let's continue. It's common sense, one of them says. Biological men should not be in women's showers, locker rooms, and bathrooms. Isn't it funny how when somebody on the far right says common sense, you could basically guarantee that whatever follows it is not common sense? It would be dead wrong. So, but that's the thing. Okay, he says biological men should not be able to do this. We're talking about transgender people. Now, they exist. I know you like to pretend that they don't exist and somebody's like going through a phase or something because you have your own sex issues that you don't know how to deal with. But transgenderism, I love how people on the far right just like to pretend like, no, you're either biologically male, biologically female, and that's the end of the conversation. There are no more dimensions to sexuality or gender. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, but you made that up. You made it up because there are plenty of people. It exists in reality where, for example, sexual orientation. Some people are gay, some people are bi, some people are straight. When it comes to, gender orientation, there are plenty of people born male, but they essentially have a female brain. And vice versa. Born female, they have a male brain. So since that exists in reality, why not treat it like it exists in reality and accommodate accordingly? But no, they have this black and white world where it's like, I can't take no damn nuance. And I'm going to say, fuck it. I'm going to make a big deal out of what fucking bathroom you use. I mean, think about it, guys. What are the Democrats doing? They're listening to people in the transgender community, and they're like, oh, okay, so I understand. You're telling me this is exactly what you're going through. This is how you feel. This is who you are. So I'm just going to accommodate you, my constituents, and protect you like I would protect any other citizen, and let's just go ahead and pass these ordinances that are non-discrimination ordinances. The Democrats are just listening to this community. The Republicans have to make it a thing. Like, no, I'm against this. What are you against? What is there to be against? They're just telling you what they go through, who they are, but I don't like it. It doesn't fucking matter if you like it. It's got nothing to do with you, dipshit. It's just, hey, look, this is who I am. I was born male. I have a female brain. I align with females. I recognize as a female. So I'm going to go into the bathroom of my choice. Well, I'm going to make it a thing. I ain't going to let you do that. Please, it's so stupid. The world's not black and white. You're either male, you either have a penis or a vagina, and that's the end of the conversation, man. Well, thank you, fucking Mr. Scientist Republican politician over here. And let me give you one more. Somebody said, it's going to open the door for people with malicious intent who would masquerade as transgenders to come in and actually take advantage and have access to our kids. Give me the evidence of that. Give me the evidence of that. Hey, this is going to happen. I think this is going to happen if we allow transgender people to use the bathroom of their choice. Kids are going to be abducted and there's going to be more sex crimes against kids. Okay, but let's call it what it is. You made that up. You made it up. There's no evidence that's happening. In fact, it's not happening. So you made it up. So, and also let's understand that whether or not it's the intent of what they're doing here, they are linking in people's minds. Oh, transgender and sex crime. Transgender, sex crime. Transgender, sex crime. There must be a link. You know, maybe these transgenders, they're just, I guess there's a higher percentage of them that are sex criminals. They're really predators. You know, that's a bad community. Perhaps we should crack down on them more. This is how you dehumanize. This is how you treat a community as less than and you otherize that community. I mean, look at that fucking comment. It's going to open the door for people with malicious intent. Notice how all the Republican arguments are based on shit that hasn't happened, and they're just saying it's going to happen, but there's no evidence it's going to happen, and all of it is like, what if somebody comes in the bathroom and pretends to be transgender but spies on women? What if they come in and they abduct a kid? They don't view the transgender community as legitimate. They view them as predators, or predators in training. And what are you going to do when, you know, you explain to them that, hey, this doesn't happen? And it's not like anybody's legalizing that. Again, they act like now if somebody commits a crime, that Democrats are saying you can't prosecute the person who committed a sex crime. No, of course you can. Nobody's talking about legalizing, you know, fucking predators to do whatever the fuck they want. No. But they view it like that because they view them as synonymous. Oh, transgender? Guilty enough. You're probably a sex criminal. You're some sort of pervert. You're not like me. I don't understand exactly what you are, so I'm going to lash out. I'm going to otherize you. I'm going to put you down. I'm not going to do equal rights ordinances, anti-discrimination protection. Well, you know, now you know why people look at you as primitive. You know, the far-right ideology is just primitive. That's across the board in all different cultures. The far right is just primitive. They have an old way of thinking. They're not open to facts. They're not open to new details, new concepts. They just have this rigid view of the world, and they think, and this is the most hilarious part, they think that means they're keeping it real. When nobody else is going to tell the truth. I'm going to stand up to the transgenders. How brave of you. You stood up to that marginalized and oppressed community that hasn't gotten a break fucking ever. Oh, how brave you are. Fuck out of here.